This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hi, welcome to the Sound of Gold. It is so nice to have you listening into our show today. And if you're watching, good to see you as well. And if you're new or if you're not new, you'll know the Sound of Gold, we focus on music, musicians. We have my cat Callie playing piano. We focus on music, musicians, music teachers, music schools, and we also focus on music venues, bands, and pretty much everything that focuses on the arts. There's so much talent in our communities. There's so much, so many musicians out there, so many students, so many people that want to learn and then want to continue to learn instruments, whether it be your voice, whether it be piano or guitar or violin, or there's so many different instruments out there. In addition to that, if we think about it, there's dance, there's voice, there's theatrical productions. There's so much in the arts that I know growing up, I loved being a part of different groups where we did productions. And as a matter of fact, as young as when I was 5, we had a local community group that we got together. And I think my first play was Grease. So not only did I get to act, I got to sing. At that time, and I was taking piano lessons, but at that time, we really didn't have the schools that we have today. Today we have schools that provide education for students that want to learn to be better musicians, better singers, better actors, better dancers. And I am so privileged to have so many great connections with so many different schools and owners. And I've also had the privilege of, and still do, teaching in various schools where I teach piano. So today, with that being said, today I would love to introduce my guest, the Performing Arts Academy, and we have co-owner Trina, and I believe Christina may be joining us as well. And I know, Trina, you're backstage. Welcome.
Hi, it's great to be here. Hi, Lisa. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. There's so many different questions I have for you. Now we have our audience is either live or they're listening. So,
okay.
Wherever our audience is, we're located in Central Florida, and we know each other. I don't know how many years, 10 years, 11 years, and
at least 10 years.
Yes, there's a backstory to what we call the Performing Arts Academy in Jupiter. And I want to share that with our audience. But even before we get there, you as a person, what brought you into being a co-owner of a school of arts?
Well, I've always loved the arts since I was a child. I always participated in dance classes and acting and all of those things. I actually went to Hollywood as a young 20-something to try to be in Hollywood in the arts. I've always enjoyed it. And then I had a daughter and 2 sons, and they enjoyed taking guitar lessons and piano lessons and dance lessons. And our studio in our community was going out of business. And myself and another mom who also had the same feelings I did with her children in the arts decided to join forces and open the Performing Arts Academy of Jupiter. And that was over 10 years ago. And it's been a labor of love, to say the least. And we have everything from dance to music to acting.
Yes, and you continue to grow. You have so many students, and I've had the privilege of teaching there as well. And, I do a lot of other things there too. But let's break it down for our audience that doesn't know about the Performing Arts Academy of Jupiter. We're located in Jupiter. So what ages do you work with? What different classes specifically when it comes to music or dance? Like, do you have different, how would I say? Well, there's different instruments, right? So let's start off with that. Let's share with our audience, what instruments do you help teach at that school?
Okay, so we have a music department in the Performing Arts Academy of Jupiter because it's all of the arts. So we cross-pollinate in the music department specifically, which is led by Christina. We have guitar, piano, flute, ukulele. We used to offer drums, but we had to give that up because it was just so much space for drums.
Right.
We also have voice lessons, which obviously is part of the whole music department. And we have private lessons. Most students take 30 minutes at a time. We range in the music department. We usually start around 5 or 6 when a child could read, basically. And we go all the way until 100 years old. We have had a piano student that's been with us for many, many years that was in his 90s. And he was a beautiful piano player. And like I said, we go all ranges of ages. We do in our music department, along with our private lessons, we have a winter music showcase in December to showcase what we've learned, because we run basically like a school year. And then we have an end of the year showcase. You really can see an improvement from the beginning to the end. And then we go into our summer programs, and students can opt to take privates throughout the summer. Many children travel and stuff, so the summertime is not as popular. We also do offer group voice. We don't have group piano, but we do have, or flute or any of the instruments, but we do have group voice lessons, which is like a almost like a choir and video.
Okay. And so now I also know that there's musical theater that Jessie teaches. So is that separate from the music, like the shows that they do? Is the theater separate from the music students, I guess is what I'm asking.
Correct. So we have our music department. We have 3 departments, or 4 departments, I guess I would say. We have the music department, we have the dance department, and then we have the theater department, which we have musical theater and regular theater without music. So some people just do plays and shows that there's not singing, but we do have a very large musical theater program. We just finished doing Willy Wonka, along with the Performing Arts Academy of Jupiter. One of the parts of it is the Lighthouse Theater, which is a 150-seat black box theater housed right inside our facility, along with our 6 dance studios and 4 private music rooms. And in that Lighthouse Theater, we put on all kinds of shows, from stand-up comedy to improv with Jessie, which is the Jove. We also put on our own musicals. We have a junior and a senior musical. This year's junior musical was Willy Wonka, and that just finished last weekend. That was wonderful. And we are about to embark on Legally Blonde, which will take place this spring. We also have acting without music, like I said. And then we have adult community theater, which has been a huge success. And adults that still love the arts and don't have a place to have an outlet for that come and join our adult community program, and they act and sing and do all those wonderful things. So it's all encompassing. It's cross-pollination of all of the arts.
And then the dance program, do they still do like the scarves, and do they do the different am I saying it right? Aerial
silk.
Yes.
The aerial silk program. Yeah. It's like Circus Soleil. So what we do there is in our dance department, we have tap, and this goes, again, this is from ages 2 years old up into, you can be 100 years old. I mean, we have dancers well into their 70s. We have adult classes and children, but they start as young as 2. There's a Mommy and Me program. That's what I remember doing with my own daughter. And that was so much fun because it was me and her. We were both in the room, and it was a lot of fun. And then they graduate from the 2-year-olds to 3 years old, and that's when they become independent. they can take every genre from tap, jazz, ballet, point, lyrical, contemporary, of course, the musical theater program. And then they also take acro dance and aerial silk, which you're talking about, which is where they climb up on the silks and perform basically ballet
Right.
In the air, which that a lot of those students have a ballet background because a lot of the terminology is the same. And that's a huge program at our studio. Kids travel from all over to take the aerial silk program. In our dance program, we do have, for kids that want to take it to another level, we do offer a competition team. They go to community events, they go to competitions, and that drives that program as well. So it's a huge success. I see Christina just jumped in. Hello, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
Hi, sorry I'm a little late.
Welcome. That's okay. That's okay. The dance program, what really surprised me, impressed me, is that the studio that you provide and the programs that you provide at the Performing Arts Academy for the students is not just dance class. You guys really get hands-on into competitions. And I had no idea that you had done that.
Yes.
And I was so impressed. And now,
thank you. Well, you have these students that they're dancing, they're enjoying themselves. They may even be on their high school dance team, and they want to see what they are up against as far as other dancers. So we do we go to several competitions a year, and we do a dance convention that we go to kind of hone in on their skills. We will bring in master choreographers into our studio, and that is an audition only group. They have to audition. We do have, most of them are middle school and high schoolers, but in the last couple of years, we brought in the younger elementary school age children because they were very, very interested, and they start, honing in on that, just like anything out in the community, from baseball or football. This is their thing that they love, and they can take it to the next level. It runs like a school year program starting in August and going through May. We have our huge dance showcase at the end of the year at our local high school auditorium. And through the summer, we offer more recreational summer camp activities. But yes, our dance department, acting department, musical theater department, aerial silk, music department, all part of the entire arts program, which is what we love to do at our studio.
So other than, I know Performing Arts Academy of Jupiter is easy to jot down and find on Facebook, but how else could our listeners get in touch with the main office over at the Performing Arts Academy of Jupiter?
So we are centrally located in Jupiter, right off of Indiantown Road at 6743 West Indiantown Road, in the plaza right off of I-95. So it's easy access from anywhere in the county. We do have students that travel from as far as South Palm Beach County and as far north as Port St. Lucie to get to us and our different programs. Our phone number is 561-575-4422. Our website is Performing Arts Academy of Jupiter .com. And we also have a Facebook. We have an Instagram, and please follow us on all of that. We'd love for you to join in. And like I said, all of that, Lisa, and I know you know this, correlates with our Lighthouse Theater. So if you're just interested in being able to go out on a Friday night and watch a great show it's not very expensive, easy parking, easy access, the Lighthouse Theater is your friend, because it's easy to go to, and it's extremely talented comedians, actors, performers. And on our website and on our social media, you can find all the upcoming shows. Like I said, we have Jove Comedy coming up in December. We have stand-up coming up in the fall, and in the spring. And I also want to tap into, we bring a lot of comedy acts from out of the area. Last year, we were so privileged to bring the Elvis impersonator from Las Vegas all the way to Jupiter, Florida, and had a tremendous show. We had Las Vegas quality act right here in Jupiter. So that was amazing.
Amazing. And the Jove, I can stand up for, because I always say I host it, but I just manage the box office for the Jove. It's a comedy show, and they've been doing it, 17 years, Trina? Is it 17, 18 years? Something like that. Crazy. But
I honestly think it's over 20.
20, yes, I think so.
Yeah, and that is so much fun, and it's so interactive. Yep. It's an
great.
interactive show. People come from all over and they get to participate. And obviously, Jesse, Frank, Travis, they're so talented. If you've never been to an improv show, that's the one to go to.
That's the one to go to.
And
Absolutely.
they will be coming in December. So go on our website, check it out, and buy tickets.
Yes, December 20th. Christina.
Yes.
I love that you were able to get on our show today. And you are so, I know you, we've kind of worked together, and every time we talk and have a conversation, you share with me stuff about your past and about your experiences. And I'm just always so in awe of what you've done and what you bring to the community as a voice teacher, as a music teacher. And from what I understood, you're also now head of the music department at the Performing Arts Academy.
Mm-hmm, yes.
That was fabulous. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Before we get into the Performing Arts Academy itself and the Lighthouse Theater, every person I have on my show is important, because not only do you show up and bring the community alive with music and with helping to teach, but you yourselves bring your own talent. So can you share with our audience a little bit about your history and what's brought you to teaching voice lessons and to where you are today?
Oh boy, that's a loaded question. I had studied music in college, and I had gone to New York and had big dreams of being on Broadway. I did get to do a lot of regional theater and summer stock, and I did a lot of musical theater, which is my true love. And then, as I got older, you want to have children and you want to settle down a little bit. So we ended up down here in Florida.
Right.
And I was very fortunate to get the music position at St. Mark's Episcopal School in Palm Beach Gardens. And it was a wonderful position because I really got to do so many wonderful things. I had a children's choir. I got to do musical theater, which is where I met Jesse Furman, because he was the drama teacher at St. Mark's, and he and I collaborated on the musicals together. And I was there for 13 years. And then Jesse came to me one day and said, "Christina, we need you at Performing Arts Academy." And I was hesitant to leave St. Mark's, but I felt it was time to have a little more work-life balance.
Sure.
And I had always I had always thought in my, that I wanted to teach private lessons at some point. And I had a lot of great teachers when I studied with some wonderful teachers in New York City, teachers that had sung at the Met and who had, students performing on Broadway and singing with New York City Opera. So I had a lot of good training. Okay. And I was hoping to get to pass that on at some point in my career. So I said yes to Jesse, and I started out with just a couple students, and now I have a full roster of students, and I couldn't be more thrilled and grateful to the studio. And I have some wonderful students. They're all so dedicated and love singing, and they bring so much joy into the room every week. And that's pretty much where I am now. And as head, I'm really just there to support the other music teachers and to help to coordinate the our showcases. We have a winter showcase and a spring showcase. So I'm in the process right now of getting those show orders together and making sure everybody has what they need. And that'll be coming up right after Thanksgiving.
Okay. Yeah, that's next week.
Yes.
Next week already. With your voice lessons that you have students at the school. Mm-hmm. And so I'm asking this for the audience. So students come to you to learn voice, but it doesn't necessarily have to be for theater or other parts of the Performing Arts Academy. Somebody could just walk in, from the neighborhood, if I could talk right, from the neighborhood, and they just want to learn to be a better singer, just because. So,
yes, I have students that are very connected to the studio with dance and acting and are very, motivated to be in the musicals. And then I have other students who I do a lot of prep for Bach and for Dreyfus. I did some college preparation last year. I have, just, students who just want, students who are in their school choirs, who want to just have more confidence to audition for maybe solos and things within their school choirs. So it's a range of reasons why people, why kids want to take, and I'm there to just really teach them to have healthy singing technique. That is, it's a really, for me, my philosophy is do no harm, really teach these kids a healthy technique. And then I do occasionally get a student where we have to do a lot of backtracking and fixing some bad habits. I really like to try to get students around 9 or 10 before they start getting those bad habits. Sure. But yeah, it's a range of students that I end up with.
What's that, Trina?
Christina has been, I just want to jump in here. I was just going to jump in and say, Christina, you have been a huge asset. Christina has mobilized the entire department, and it has grown leaps and bounds since she took over. She not only brings her talent as a teacher, but her leadership skill and keeping the whole department running with our other teachers. We have multiple teachers in each grouping, multiple piano teachers, multiple voice teachers, etc. And Christina does a fabulous job with that. And I didn't mention this before, and I just wanted to circle back to it. Yeah. For those different shows that are housed in our theater, there's obviously lights and sound that accompany that. And we have students that learn from professionals how to do that. And that's where Christina works hand in hand with them, because a lot of times there's live accompaniment of the pianist playing the piano while a child's singing. Sometimes it's 2 tracks. So these are all other pieces that we deal with. We have a class that just deals with the technical side of the theater and helps with light, sound, things like that. So if someone's interested in being backstage, it's not always about being in front. So that's very, very critical. And then I will say, along with Christina, all of our teachers from dance to music to theater are professionals in their skill. Most of them have been on Broadway, have been in professional. Jesse alone, he's been on TV shows, he's been in commercials. Yes. Most of them are professionals. Some of them have gigs where they're in bands and they go out and perform, and then they come and do what they love and teach it to others. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
It is. It is. I want to come back to that theater, but I wanted to ask you, Christina, and not to give away secrets, but if somebody comes to you for the first time for voice lessons, what is your, maybe just your first technique? Do you focus on sound and vibration and frequency, or do you just have a startup kit idea of how to get kids aligned with practicing their voice?
Well, I have actually this on my wall in my studio. I concentrate on the 5 areas of healthy singing, which I assess their posture, breathing, placement, their articulation or diction, and then just their artistry and how they express the lyric. But it's just kind of a combination of those things, and then I work on each of those individual areas and then they grow as singers. Sure.
Okay. Getting back to you, Trina, when it comes to theater and behind the stage, that, people, I think outside people that are not so involved in the arts as we are, don't realize what it takes to make a production. So it's huge that you offer behind 100%. The scenes. If you think about it, we've grown up going to shows and being in the arts as our thing, more or less. We know sound is everything. Sound, lighting, and it's just so important to have a little bit of knowledge, not just to be on stage, but to know like what it takes to be behind the scenes. So I love that. I love that you share that. And please share with the audience again how we could reach you or Andrew at the school if they're interested in signing up or finding out more about the school.
Yeah, of course. We have all the forms of social media, Instagram, Facebook, Performing Arts Academy of Jupiter.com. Again, we're right off Indiantown Road in Jupiter. You can call, you can go online, you can register. Something beautiful that we have there is you can trial anything you want. You can come in and take a trial and see whether or not it's something that fits your talent or your lifestyle. And back to the cross-pollination of all the arts, we might have a student, like Christina noted, that's taking a musical theater class and loves it and was like, I love this. I just don't know if my voice is at the best it can be. And they'll go take a private voice lesson and hone in on that skill.
Sure.
And then go take another acting class and then maybe add a dance class to enhance their dance skill. So at the Performing Arts Academy of Jupiter, we have all of those things right there. It's a 10,000 and the Black Box Theater. So you can learn it all. Back to the lights and sound and backstage stuff. We've had kids come in there and they are taking acting, let's say. And all of a sudden, I'm noticing they're sitting in the booth every time. They're not even on stage because they have found a passion running the show, which prior to even being part of the theater, I have to be honest, myself, I knew a little bit about that, but I didn't even realize to what level. So we have something and do the lights and the sound, like going back to the Las Vegas show that we brought in our theater, which was a huge accomplishment with, this top quality act from Vegas. The lights and sound had to be very on point. Yes. The person that came in and set all the lights for that makes the show, right? Because if you're playing a really slow, somber song, you're going to have different lights than a fast-paced song. And these are things that kids from middle school and up, basically late elementary school and up, can learn to do. And then a lot of times they'll go back to their school like Bach and Dreyfus or any other local high schools and middle schools, and they'll become the tech guy.
Sure.
In the back, and those people are just as important as the people in the front. And so wonderful.
Absolutely. And another thing about the school is that you have a variety of teachers available. You have several piano teachers, several like guitar teachers, several, I'm sure there's more, Christina, I don't know, but I think when I was there was a couple of voice teachers. So I'm bringing this up because depending on like mom and dad's schedule, like there are different times where you can schedule your son or daughter, even yourself, to take a lesson, because there's not just one teacher that teaches one thing. There's many.
Yes, I
right. And the classes, right. And the classes are, I'm sorry, Christina, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, most of the lessons happen between 2:30 in the afternoon to around 7:30, Monday through Thursday. That's kind of the bulk of all the piano, voice, guitar, flute. So yeah, there's plenty of opportunity and time to schedule lessons.
Yes, and so you're off Indiantown Road, right off of 95. In Jupiter, Florida. And I also love that you mentioned, because I was going to ask, the trial lessons. That's huge, because sometimes you just don't know until like you try it on, kind of thing. So
right. We've had children come in and try 4 different things, until they figure it out.
Right. And which is great, because then you could just take a little bit of that and take it home and kind of practice it and work on that, and then kind of decide whether or not it's a good fit, or if it's a passion, or if it's a calling. Yeah, I love it. I've told you and I've told Monica, you guys are like my extended family. I've known you so long, and I love what you do for the community, because really you are helping keeping the arts alive in our community. And there's
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. There's schools in every town, but really, you stand behind what you do and you support it. And it's just beautiful to see that you just don't have a school and it's not just a business. Christina too, you show up and it's not just a job. It's not just, it's going to work today, because it's not. It is work. As a musician, as an artist, we put in the time, we put in the work to learn or to be better at what we do as teachers, and so we can understand the students in that way. But it's not, I'm going back to what I just said, it's not just a business. This is like our lifestyle too. This is our life. This is fun.
Well, it's fulfilling when you're teaching and the
it's
students
definitely a passion.
Are progressing, and they come in and maybe we worked on some audition material the week before, and then they come in and they're smiling, and I just know what they're going to say. They say, "I got the part, Miss Christina." Then that's what makes it all really worthwhile. So I get a lot of that. I've had a lot of that recently. For some reason, the kids have all been coming in. I got this solo, or I got this role.
That's good.
Yeah, yes. I know. It's great.
Yes, and I've had.
Well, I want to piggyback on that, Lisa.
Yes.
No, I was going to say, I want to piggyback on that because we do have the two local arts schools. We have the Bach Middle School and the Dreyfus High School. We have a Bach prep class and a Dreyfus prep class that we offer to help kids hone in on those skills. And Christina and the other teachers, they do practice with them and help them prepare for those auditions, because otherwise they wouldn't even have a way to do that. And like you said, it's 100% a labor of love. And because all these teachers are doing what they love, like Christina obviously went to New York to be part of Broadway. She must love singing and music. And then she comes back and gets to share that skill with her students. It's the win.
It's a win-win. Yes.
Department in all.
Yeah, and I know as a teacher myself, as a music teacher, it's just sometimes, like Christina, like you say, they got a part, or they accomplished something that you've been working with them on, and it's just the joy in their face and the joy in seeing their excitement and knowing that what we worked on together, like they're thriving, and it's so rewarding to have the opportunity to be in the positions that we are, to help these kids or even adults succeed in what they want to do. And it's not about the business. It's not, we all need money to buy groceries, to put gas in the car. We all need to work, but it's not about that. We show up on stage giving what we've learned, and it's just, how do I say it? I don't know. It's a collaboration of all of us getting together and just being in harmony of giving from our heart, because it's a passion we've learned, and it's a passion that we want to continue to share with others, and watch others kind of take the seeds that we've planted in them and grow. And it's so rewarding. So rewarding.
Right. Well, the arts is obviously a creative outlet.
Yes.
Right. So you have these people that, and it's a creative outlet. They want to express themselves. That's why people love the arts. So here you have this situation, and I walk through, as someone that never planned on owning a dance studio, performing arts academy, I walk through the hallways and I see the littlest children at 2-3 years old bopping around in their little pink leotard, or a little girl running into her music class, or a little boy, strumming a guitar, whatever it is. And I look at them and I think, this is what it's about. This is great. They're so excited. And I'm so happy and blessed to be a part of making that happen right here in Jupiter, Florida. Honestly, this studio is very big, very successful, and it's giving these children and adults alike an outlet. I see these adults that I never knew in our community come in and join the community theater, and they're up on stage at 50, 60, 70 years old, performing and having fun and singing and dancing and acting. And I don't know where else they would do that. So they're being allowed to have this creative outlet at Performing Arts Academy of Jupiter. So it's been great.
I just want to say something. The owners are fantastic. It's just they really run a tight, well-oiled, well-run ship, and which allows all the rest of us, the artistic side, to just do our thing and just really thrive in our areas. So yeah, they're amazing. They're really they do a great job.
That means a lot, Christina. We do have a group of great people, and it is a family, so to speak. And I think when everybody's doing their part, doing something they love, it's effortless and seamless, and it's not a chore, and you're not bitter and angry. You're doing something fun, and it shows. And I think that positive, smiling, happy attitude just resonates throughout the entire facility. And I have to say, it's a great environment. I thank you. Appreciate you saying that.
It is.
Yeah, it is a great environment. I love it there. And I love when I get to come back. For our listeners,
hopefully we'll see you in December 20th.
Yes, I will be there.
You come in December? Yeah. All right.
What I want to say for our listeners is that, and I said this, I had a recital at Palm Beach Atlantic last month, and that was great. That was fun. And I said this on stage to the families in the audience, and I'm going to say it here to our listeners. The amount of time and the investment that you make in, whether it be for your children or yourself when it comes to music or dance or theatrical, whatever investment you make, it's not wasted. I mean, especially if the young children are learning learning an instrument or learning voice, even as an adult. I mean, I still take lessons. The investment that's made in learning, you just get to build and grow on that. And the foundations are so important because we all have to start somewhere. I did, Christina, you did. Trina, you did as well. We all started somewhere, and we built ourselves to be who we are today with what we've learned and from the teachers that have taught us. So again, for our listeners, so the investment you make in, and it's not about the money, it's the investment you make in growing yourself or growing your children in the arts. And it's so important. I don't know where my daughter's generation is going to go, where the little 2-year-old's generation is going to be in 30 years. But I want to be a part of planting those seeds. And I know Performing Arts Academy, I mean, you've done so much for the community. How many students do you have about right now throughout the school?
Currently, we are upwards of, I think, close to 800 students. We started with, I think, 70 when we opened our doors. So we've grown quite a bit. That was back in 2014. I will tell you on that note that you just said, this is interesting. We have some very real examples in our studio of children that have started in the arts. A couple boys I'm thinking of that came in and they took acting lessons, and then they went into, let's say, Dreyfus, and they did the acting program, and then they graduated. Did they go on to become actors? No, but they took those skills and they took them to college, and they took them to interviews on a job, and those skills that they created and those classes have carried them into their adulthood and made them better public speakers, more confident. I know another student that is an athlete that also took piano lessons, and one of his stress relievers after a hard baseball game is to come home and play the piano. So there's people that, even though that's not going to necessarily be their career, the investment people make in their children or in themselves to do something in the arts, it is an outlet, whether it's a stress reducer to play an instrument, or it's a way to build confidence and be a better speaker, or maybe the girl that takes dance lessons her whole life doesn't become a dancer, but she goes to a party or a club and she's out on the dance floor feeling confident. So those are all things that are created in that environment.
Absolutely. And I've seen that with a lot of my students, not just my students, other teachers' students, confidence. It builds their confidence. It's excellent for focus, for working on being disciplined, because as a student, it's a discipline to practice. So even teaching the art of practicing as a teacher is so important, because it's a focus. Whether you become a public speaker, like you said, or you do other things in life, you just learn these little. You're given these tools that you can take with you. And Christina, I have not taken voice lessons from you, but I have taken voice lessons in my life. And I know, you focus on your breath, you focus on your diaphragm. And let's say Susie Q doesn't become a singer, but she takes voice lessons with you and she deals with a stressful day. She's going to focus on her breathing, because she's going to remember perhaps something you taught her with just, not the timing of it, but just being centered. And I might be stepping over on your shoes, and I don't mean to, but I'm using these as examples for our audience to kind of really think about what there is. It's not just on the surface. There's just so much to the art, and there's so much to the education that we're all blessed to provide. And it's just a beautiful place to be. And the Performing Arts Academy, I love you guys. I'm so proud to be connected with you, and I'm so proud to have you here and to talk about the school.
I mean, I see. Thank you.
We love having you there, and I will, Christina. I was going to say to you, I've never been a singer. I couldn't sing a tune to save my life, but I enjoy singing. So I sing in my car and I sing in my shower, and I never knew there was like more depth to it until I met Christina and other voice teachers, and they're like, oh, there's a way to sing from your diaphragm. I'm like, oh, I didn't even know. So there's a skill that you guys hone in on. And Christina, I talked a little bit about it before you came on the show. There's a group voice class, not just individual privates, that you teach as well.
Yes, I have a group voice with like some young singers, and it's nice because they're not quite ready maybe to take lessons, individual lessons, or maybe they're just a little shy. So this way they're very cute. They're all kind of friends, and they just come in and we just do a lot of fun songs and some movement, and it's I went to see Willy Wonka a couple weeks ago, and I always get very emotional when I see the kids up there, because I just know how much work that they've done. Yeah. And I also see the camaraderie and how, just the grit and how they support each other and all the friendships that are developing on, and all the, it's just all these skills that they learn, problem solving and learning to collaborate, work together. These are important skills that they will take on throughout their lives.
Absolutely. And the fact that you mentioned group singing classes, as a singer, or I mean, I'm not a singer, but having experience, it's to be able to stand up in front of an audience and sing. There's this vulnerability. There's this like great fear. So the fact that you have a group that you teach, you're not only helping to build confidence in these students, like it's a support group. It becomes like a family, because it's like you're rooting each other on. And no matter where each person is, where each student is, it doesn't matter, because like harmony, I think of harmony. You make it work for everybody, so that, I can't say enough.
Yes. And some of the students that take group will go on and take private, later on. I've had several come to me for them private, because when they're ready, a little older, or they feel a little more confident, then they'll come to take private.
Sure. So we have a few minutes left. Trina, I'm going to ask you as well, Christina. Trina, do you have any last minute words for our listeners for today's show about the Performing Arts Academy and the Lighthouse Theater?
Well, first, I want to thank you so much again for allowing us this opportunity to talk about the Performing Arts Academy of Jupiter.
Yes, thank you,
really
Lisa.
love having you there. And and I've known Lisa now well over 10 years, and it's such a blessing. You are another blessing that happened through the studio, because I was able to meet you, and I would have never been able to do that. So thank you. I will, just to circle back on a show in general. We talked a little bit about how much goes into it, but what Christina was saying, watching these children come in as not knowing much and then
Sure.
joining together and putting together this show and having to use so much teamwork and change costumes and come to these rehearsals week after week and follow where their props are and know where to move the stage pieces. It is all put on by themselves. There's no adults backstage pushing pieces around. When those lights go down between scenes, those kids are running it by themselves. It is legitimately children's theater, and it's impressive. It's impressive. I know that next year, every year we do auditions in August and December for our fall and spring shows. We have auditions for dance company at the end of the spring, which around in April, May, and then we have auditions again in August for any kids. We always have a second one in case someone moves to the area over summer. We also have our summer camp registrations usually open in April. Our fall registration, believe it or not, opens at the end of February, March, and it fills up. People walk in June and say, I want to sign up for fall. We're like, those classes are full. So don't miss out. Keep an eye on our website, performingartsacademyofjupiter.com, and you'll see when we open our fall classes. They open right away, especially those privates. There's 30-minute and 1-hour increment slots Monday through Thursday for all those private music lessons, and they fill. And some of those sought after teachers like Christina, people wait for her. She has a waiting list. Like, I can't get in with Christina because she doesn't have any more slots left. So keep an eye. All those registrations open up in the spring early. And, we have a big, huge bash. It's really weird. We put out summer decorations in like March to promote, here comes this stuff and here comes fall registration. So keep an eye, our social media, our Instagram, our Facebook, our Performing Arts Academy of Jupiter.com. Call the studio 561-575-4422. We are right off Indiantown Road in the Jupiter West Plaza, right off I-95. And we can help you with anything you want in the arts from all parts, music, theater, voice, acting, all of it. So like I said, we'd love to have you be part of it.
Great. And we have about 2 minutes left. Christina, do you have any last words you'd like to share?
I would just say, yes, I would encourage everyone to, if you have children, get them involved in some kind of arts, because it is a way to express your emotions and just like build those friendships and, get off social media and get off the gaming and all that, and really, build something real.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much, ladies. We're just about out of time. And to my listeners, I'm the passion that I have to do this show is to keep music and the arts alive and to help promote people like yourselves and schools, just to keep us all going and bringing more life into the arts. So thank you, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yes, and we'll talk soon.
Okay.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for listening, for tuning in, whether you're watching or just listening, and help me help. How would I say this? Let's keep music alive. I think we could all help in that. Let's keep music alive, and let's just keep supporting our local communities, our local music schools. Tune in next week. You'll get to find out who our guest is then. I like to always keep it a surprise. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Thank you for listening and tuning in and supporting our show. Have a blessed Thanksgiving and be thankful for what you have and be thankful for what you don't have, because that's important too.